We have a system of inequalities. These two inequalities here represents a system, and we want to know which graph here, A, B, C, or D, represents the graph of the system of inequalities. So let's copy down our system here, get rid of my graphs, and let's take my first inequality, okay, and solve it for y. Solve it for y. So I don't want to have minus y, I want to have y. Now space it out a little bit and draw a line, and I'm going to add y to both sides. So I'll end up having a plus y here and here. Now bring that down. This is gone. So I got a plus y, and if I'm going to solve this for y, then I need to get rid of the what? The 3x. Subtract 3x here and put 1 here. So y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 1. Bring that down, and we solve this now for y. So here's my first inequality, solved for y. This looks like the slope-intercept form of the equation. And that tells me the slope of the line is this number right here. So the slope is minus 3. Now when you put a 0 in here for x, put 0 in for x, or right here, then you're going to have y is greater than or equal to, or in this case, if you had 0 here, y would equal, this is 0, if x is 0, m times 0 is 0, y would equal b. So what we're saying is when x is 0, plug in a 0 here, negative 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 equals 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. Okay, so I have a point and I have a slope. That will allow me to graph the line, won't it? Okay, my point is 0, 1, and my slope is a minus 3. Now minus means we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Minus means we're going to go upward to the left. Okay? Positive slopes, I'd be going upward to the right. Negative slopes, I'm going upward to the left. Okay? And you can continue on like that with a slope of 3. You can draw a line talking about this inequality. Okay? This is your the line of the equation, but then I have to find out which side of this line do I darken in, do I shade in. So I need a test point. My favorite test point, I'm going to go over 2 to the right and up 2. That's this point, and I'm going to test this point out, substituting 2 for x and 2 for y, and see if I get a true statement. What am I talking about? Let y be what number? What did we say let y be? 2. You have your greater than or equal to. You're going to let minus 3 times, what is x going to be? What do we say x is? What's x going to be? 2. And see if this is true or not. If it's true, then I'll darken in all of these points. If it isn't, I'll darken in this side. Let's see, we have 2 is greater than or equal to minus 6 plus 1. 2 is greater than a negative 5. That's true. That's a yes. So we get to darken in all of the points on this side of the line. So I have, of my system equalities, I have the first inequality graphed. Okay? We'll remember this in a little while. Okay, but right now, let's graph the second one. Let's graph this. All right, now I want to get, I want y to be positive. So I'm going to get rid of that negative 4, add 4y to both sides. Okay. And then since I'm getting, I'll have 4y right here. Okay. I'll have 4y right here. To solve it for y, I have to get rid of this number. Trying to get y all by itself, I have to get rid of this number. The opposite of that there and put it way over here. Okay? So, bring down the 3x. And I think I'm going to move this over here. Let's see. Yeah, put that right there. Keep this right where it was and bring down the 4y. Don't change the location of this. So this negative 12 can go in front of the 3x or behind the 3x, either one. Okay? As long as we don't change this at all. All right? Now we're going to divide everything through by 4. We'll divide by 4, but before I do that, what I want to do is I want to write the 4y on the left side, and I want all this over here. Okay? Now to say that this is less than 4y means 4y must be bigger than this. That's the way I'm going to write that. If 3x minus 12 is that, if that's smaller than 4y, then 4y must be larger than this. Okay? So put the 4y, put the 3x minus 12 down, and if this is smaller than this must be bigger than this. Now, that's true, but I want to give you a little secret here. A little secret. You see the point of the arrow is pointing at the what? See how, if you have like this, if this was an arrow, the point of the arrow is pointing at this over here. So if you write the 4y first and then you write this, the point of the arrow must point at the negative 12. It was, see the little point right here? It's pointing at the 12. It's still pointing at the 12. See how it's pointing at the 3x? It's still pointing at the 3x. So if you say 3x minus 12 is less than 4y, you can say 4y is larger than 3x minus 12. But in both cases, the point of the arrow is pointing at the 12. All right? All right, now divide by 4. Everything gets divided by 4. So now y is greater than or equal to plus 3/4 x minus 3. Okay? My slope is this number here. And when you plug 0 in for x, when x is 0, what's 3/4 of 0? What's 3/4 of nothing? 3/4 times 0 is 0, isn't it? So when x is 0, all of this is 0, and y will be this number right here. So 0 minus 3. Okay? Gives me a point and gives me a slope. We're going to graph this now. The point was 0 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going up 3 and over 4. It's a plus slope, so I'm going up and upward and to the right. Up 1, 2, 3. Go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw a point. Go down 3 and go over 4. Okay? And then draw your line. Now, the test point for this right here, last time we used 2, 2. I'm going to do the same thing. Use 2, 2. That point right there. And see if you get a true statement. Well, 3 times 2 minus 4 times 2, that's 6 minus, what's 4 times 2? Is that less than 12? Is negative 2 less than 12? Sure is. So we're going to fill in this side of the line right here. So I have my two equations and two inequalities, right? Two inequalities. This is one of them, the one we just finished doing. There's the other one we had, okay? And we're going to shade in this up here, aren't we? This is both, this is above this line, and above this line, this part is the part we want to shade in, this part right up here. So my answer is going to be this one, C.